Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to be discussing the rainbow nerfs that occur to Monty and the shields. So, just a quick disclaimer, if you support these nerfs, please leave the room right now. Thank you. Good, now that the fudging plebs are gone, let's actually get down with this shit. So, first of all, who in the name of Jesus Christ is working in Ubisoft headquarters because I'm literally going to scream my balls off? Who wants to nerf Monty even more this hard, dude? I literally don't understand the absolute fudging stupidity of some of this community and the goddamn developers at Ubisoft. Do you guys want to know why these shields are being nerfed? Do you want to know why? Like, I'm not even kidding. Here's the very valid reason for this incredible and sophisticated nerf.
You serious?
No, I'm dead beat serious. That is actually what Ubisoft did. They used the most unreliable and unquantifiable source of criticism. Player frustration. Are you serious? I get frustrated when I lose, so Ubisoft, can you please make it so that I only win? I get frustrated when I have to clear 7,000 pieces of utility on defense. Ubisoft, can you please remove every single gadget on defense? Do you see how that doesn't work? And do you see how the majority of the play base is in silver and gold, who don't even know how to use Monty, who don't even have full squads with mics? So why are they the ones complaining when no one knows how to use him, let alone counter him? Like, excuse me? Okay, here's the deal. I'm gonna let you guys see my first reaction to these nerfs before I shit myself of an aneurysm. Yo, what's up?
Hey man, how are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. What's up, man? What'd you go?
Well, I just wanted to tell you that they nerfed Monty on the newest patch notes, and I don't want you to be upset, bro.
Wait, what? You telling me they nerfed Monty? Why?
But because all the plebs are upset, and they don't want to verse Monty anymore.
What? Dude, are the patch notes live on the internet?
Yeah, man, just go ahead and check them out, bro.
What the hell? Alright, I'll be back. Bro, I have to say this. There's no way on earth Ubisoft would nerf. Alright. The designer notes looking good. You think? Okay, let's get this. Ace? Alright, that's pretty big. Reducing the number of summons, I can agree with that. Maybe we might see Thermite played more now. That's pretty good. I like that nerf. Frost, ooh, giving you the side shotgun as a weapon. I mean, look, it's not really going to help much in high elo and ranks, but it's nice that they're trying to make it more versatile with more utility. Glad, ooh, alright, this is big. I'd actually love to see Glaz make it back there. But everyone's overhyping it. He's not going to be OP, trust me. But Lucy, ooh. This isn't the nerf I wanted though. I wanted a gadget to be nerfed, not a weapon. I mean, I don't think that'll do much, but we'll just have to see for now. Oryx, okay, that's big. He's got a much better weapon. The MP5 sucked. He should be better on flanks and just gunfights in general. What do we have next? Tachanka, I'd love to see Daddy getting buffed. But ballistic shields, explosion. Zoom in on that right now. Zoom in on the explosion protection right now. What the hell? 66 to 80%. Why would you make it 66 to 80? Guard break when hit by an explosion? Huh? Why would you do that change? Explosion protection to Monty Blitz Fuse? No one cares about that. Anyway, as soon as I hear a C4, I'm running. What do you mean? Huh? What is this? Guard break will be proportional to damage inflicted on shield. So even if I'm fully extended, my thing's still gonna be done. Sonic burst? Why would you do this change? I can't push bomb myself at all. That's not consistent. A new animation from Monty. No. This ain't consistent. This is not gonna lead for teamwork and cooperation. This is gonna make Monty useless. Everyone picks Goyo and Smoke to counter him anyway. Tachanka's gonna be the biggest counter. Why would you do this? Why would you want Clash to be buffed at all? Clash is cancer. We don't want Clash in this game. Why would you destroy? Ah! Now, as you can see from my reaction, I'm not really particularly pleased with these nerfs at all, and I 100% don't think they should be implemented, and I really do think if they are implemented, they should be reverted. And I'll explain them through three of my opinions. So the first one is this kind of discussing the philosophy of Siege. The second one is discussing why the nerfs to Monty himself shouldn't be made. And the third one's going to be a bit of everything, where I talk about the community, I talk about the content creators, especially the content creators, and I talk about where the future of Siege is headed if this nerf is implemented. So first off, with the philosophy of Siege, you see, the reason why I fell in love with this game is through three simple steps. You know, in every other video game, you choose a character, with a gun, and the gun's the importance. But in this game, it's the operators, and operator selection is probably one of the biggest options in this game. You know, when you log in the game and you're in a round and on a map, you have to choose the operator that suits the location, that brings the most utility, that can destroy utility, that plays well with the rest of your team's resources, and how you implement it well. Either you choose a shield, you choose someone with a lot of maneuverability and fragging potential such as Ash, you pick someone who can deny gadgets such as Bandit, or who can destroy defensive gadgets such as Thatcher, and you play around that and you guard which one will be the best or which one will be the worst in terms of potential for a certain objective. Now, step 2 is formulating a plan, a strategy or a counter strategy. Whether you're on attack or defense, you always want to try and think of the possible routes that the enemy will take. You want to try counter any strategies that you think they'll do in preparation. And once you're actually on your drone, you want to formulate a plan, you want to coordinate where you want to go, and you want to coordinate effectively with your team. And the third step is the execution. Now, 90% of the time, the execution fails, and we know this as Siege players, but it's in this failure that we get the most amount of fun, trying to salvage and pick up from where our plans left off, whether we try to clutch, whether we try a different route, whether we formulate a new strategy based off the resources we have at hand, on who's alive, what gadgets are alive, and what does the enemy have. And it's, in my opinion, it's those 3 steps that make the game just as good as it is, and it's fantastic that that's the 3 steps that you have to consider to win. But now, in my opinion, Montagne is the best reflection of those 3 steps. You know, he's the most beautiful representation of this game. First step is your operator selection. First, do you sacrifice all of your maneuverability, all of your weaponry, your ADS time, your hipfire accuracy, and fragging potential just for a shield and intel and easier to push rooms? Or do you pick a character that actually has a weapon with a gadget that might be useful and actual utility that can be brought to the team? And that's a beautiful pick for Monty, because if you choose him correctly, it's a great pick, and if you play him incorrectly, it's a horrible pick. Second, you have your strategy. You talk with your team. Which rooms do you want to push? Which rooms do you want to clear? Which utility do you think is going to be in which place, and how are we going to stop it? And then you execute as a Monty. And it's beautiful because he symbolizes every single one of those steps, and he reinforces what this game was always supposed to be. But now Ubisoft is nerfing that very aspect that works so well. They're nerfing what made the game special and what makes their game a different game in general from any other FPS. It's that strategy, it's that contemplation, and it's that operator selection. And now I'm going to go ahead and discuss my second point. Alright, so to start off things with Monty, basically what's happening is that Ubisoft is making Montagne way too weak in my opinion. He's becoming much too weak on his own, and he literally needs his teammates. If this buff is to be, nerf is to be implemented, he's going to be useless and hot dog shit. And let me explain. Monty can't do much on his own already now. On his own, if he's versing someone that's actually smart, they're not going to push him, they're going to keep playing corners, they're going to keep watching him, and they're going to shoot his arm or legs the second he unextends. Now, with this nerf, essentially all you're achieving is making the skill gap with Montagne much higher. Why? Well, because now you no longer have that much damage C4 reduction, you no longer can block a wall or a door, you no longer can just take melees or impacts or C4s. You now have to really coordinate with your team, and you especially have to have someone with you at all times. Now, as I said before, majority of players are in gold and silver. We know that they don't have that much communication, we know that they don't have that much skill, and we know that they're not the best representation of the game, and yet this change is just going to alienate them more from playing Monty and therefore learning how to countering or use him. And we don't want that. If we want someone to be less annoying, we want the community to play them more, we want them to test them, to see their boundaries, to see which counters work and why, through playing them and against them. And doing this change is just going to make higher elo players have to try more for someone that brings such little value in niche scenarios. For example, a Montagne being able to clear a room is huge, but you can do that with any other operator, it just requires a bit more work. The only niche scenarios in which Montagne works, for example, when you've planted the bomb and he's there. And the biggest critique I hear is that, when Monty just walks in and sits and pressures people, or when Monty goes in, plants, and holds the door. Now, firstly, I really hate this argument. On defense, you have the advantage, and I'm literally going to name a couple counters at the top of my head. You have Smoke, you have Legion, you have Frost, you have Echo, you have Clash, you have Tachanka now, and who else do you have? You have people such as Oryx, which is a literal hard counter to win, and you have so many more operators that all provide the same thing to flushing out Monty or straight up just crushing his gadget. Why people don't bring them if they want to counter Monty blows my mind. How people let a Monty just walk into a site without pressuring him or putting any sort of stress on him blows my mind. Now, as a defender, if you've allowed the attacking team to kill all your teammates, remove all of your utility, plant the bomb, and still have a Monty alive, in my opinion, you deserve to lose. You've had plenty of time, you've had ample time to reinforce your objective, ample time to set up a counter strategy, and if that's failed to that extent, well then why shouldn't the Monty deserve to win that? He sacrificed so much just to pick a shield character, why shouldn't he be able to be given that opportunity to win that? And this goes back to that defender utility, and now I'm going to be talking about motherfudging Siege content creators. Now, let's get real with this. I really feel like a lot of them are just soft nowadays. If we hit the three that I really want to critique are Timio, Gregor, and motherfudging Get Flanked. Now, this Get Flanked had this recent revolution that Defend decided gameplay has a higher win rate and is just a better gameplay in general, and I'd say that's predominantly true because of course as defenders you're always going to have that advantage that people have to come to you. Now the thing that gets me upset over Get Flanked, is that he talks about all the defender utility being a bit too much, defender having a higher win rate, and then he goes ahead and he wants to nerf a character that can exploit that advantage that they have by clearing out rooms and planting a bomb and essentially making it a much more favourable matchup for attack. The reason to that is because he gets frustrated from Monty. And this is the same with Matimio. He provides no actual evidence as to why the character is bad, other than he's annoying. He walks into sight, he pressures me. It's not that it's not that there's an actual reason, it's just that they're salty and they don't like to verse Montagne. And as Siege content creators, you're allowed to have an opinion like that. But your opinion should be formulated on some sort of evidence because you're a reflection of that community and it's your voice that's being heard by thousands of people. So it shouldn't be an opinion that's without fact. And this is what disappoints me, because they talk about what's healthy for the game. They talk about the future, the implications, and they discuss all sort of aspects, but here they have such a huge bias to something just because they don't like it, when in fact reinforcing this update and letting it happen is just further telling Ubisoft that you should nerf characters that people consider annoying rather than telling people to find counters or actually outplay that operator, which is what the game is about. And that frustrates me so much because I'm watching these Siege content creators that are supposedly always playing the game. Matimio's been playing the game since beta, and his reason was that Monty is allowed to walk inside. Now, I don't know Matimio's level or any of that, but as a player that's been playing for this long, it's really not that hard to counter Monty. If you want to play Smoke, which is literally a character that is never a bad choice, just throw it out the door. If he's a bit into sight, he's going to be pressured to further walk in, because that's where a lot of Montys will badly position themselves. If he's literally just holding the door, then the attacking team isn't getting any value of that because they're being blocked. Do you see where I'm getting at? It's not a good argument, and it just shows that you're not skilled. This nerf achieves nothing. And like I've said before, it's just going to make him less played and going to make using him require much more effort and teamwork for something that's such little value that's given in return. The whole, as soon as the C4 is thrown, the damage behind is less given, that doesn't really work, And I'm not here to really critique and go at these YouTubers. I really love them. I watch them a lot. I've been watching Matimio for about 4 or 5 years now, and I love the guy. I love watching Sunday Mailbox. I've been watching Get Flanked and Gregor, and I'm subscribed and I watch all of their ads all the time. And Matimio said something where Montagne was doing fine on the statistics. I mean, take a look at this shit. I mean, I mean, take a look at this. I don't know where that came from. Here we can literally see that Monty is not even that high above on the list, and Timmy said that he's doing fine, he's doing amazing, but in reality, he's not really doing that well at all. He's barely picked, and he barely has a high win rate. And so it's just in my opinion that these Siege YouTubers should do a better job, because all they're telling the community is you can complain and complain and complain, and essentially we will just remove any character that you guys find annoying, even though he's not OP, even though there's no issue with him other than characters being lazy and people not wanting to put effort into actually countering them. Now I just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of the video. I did this as a little side project while I'm in school. I heard about the Monty nerf, and I'm really passionate about this game, and I hope you can see that through my video. I try to make it fun. I'm really bad at editing, and I'm sorry if I stuttered a lot, or if I did spelling mistakes, or I said something wrong. And I'm sorry if you cringed at the memes, trust me, I did too. But yeah, it's my first go. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you made it to the end, which you probably didn't, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think at the bottom. Any comments. I would love to have a discussion with someone if they agree or if they don't agree. And yeah, I just hope you have a great day. And thank you very much for watching.
Hey yo, pee pee poo poo check. Pee pee poo poo.